kids and collectors. On this episode of the Creation Evaluation Station, we will be evaluating this. It's Monkey Kid's Bone Demon. But before I get to it any further, just remind those who are new to my channel that I do in-depth reviews of novel construction kits, both new and old, mostly Lego, but other products as well. I also do reviews and discussions of other creative works such as movies, video games, and animation. Because they are in depth, they tend to be on the long side. This is a big set with a lot of stuff going on because this is a combiner. So we are going to be looking at all the different at all different angles. So it's going to be on the long side for sure. So make sure you're using those timestamps down in the description or right here across in the red bar to skip around to the parts you want to see the most, or to use as bookmarks to come back to at a later date. That being said, let's try to take a closer look at this box. It's big. It's monstrous. It's the Bone Demon. And you can see here is the back. Another picture of it. But you can see here all the other smaller bits and pieces of it. And sorry about the light. There we go. It's definitely going to be a big set. Now, as far as the details, it is set number 80028. It is for ages 9 and up and has quite a few pieces. What is it? 1,375 pieces. And originally retailed for $119.99, almost $120. Fortunately, it has been discontinued as of the recording of this. You might find it in stores somewhere, although probably not. Maybe Lego stores, because these were not. Monkey Kid is not in major retailers. You would only find them in Lego stores. But they have been discontinued, and they originally were released in July of 2021, so it's had a pretty good run. Yeah, this is going to be a fun one to put together. One of my large Monkey Kid sets, which I've got quite a few of these bigger ones to put together. And, yeah, I'm excited to put this together. It's pretty cool. You thought the Ninjago Combo Mech was the first combiner, and it wasn't. This was probably their first combiner. It's not exactly a mech. I mean, it is and it isn't. It's a monster type thing. But, yeah, this is going to be fun to put together. So let's open her up and see what's inside. Here we have the contents of the box, and we have quite a bit here. We have a bagged up instruction booklets. It's got both a large sticker sheet with a lot of stickers on it, and also vinyl pieces here as well. Good magazine sized instruction booklet. There's actually two in there. You can see here from the side, one is a little bit thicker than the other. But yeah, this is going to be a big one. We have bag 1, bag 2. Where's the 2? There it is. Bag 2, bag 3, bag 4, bag 5, bag 6. But wait, there's still more. There's bag 7, bag 8, bag 9, and bag 10. This is definitely going to be a big one. I opened up the instruction booklet packet and I was wrong. There's actually 1, 2, 3 instruction booklets. The third one's the thickest. The first one's really thin. That's why I didn't notice it. But yeah, there's quite a bit here. And just here's a closer look at all those stickers. Not sure how many are actually necessary, but it looks like there's some flags and stuff on there, which would definitely look nice. And then here is that vinyl sheet again. All shiny, metallic vinyl. Here we have the contents of bag 1, starting our journey. We have our customary brick separator. We also have a bunch of unique pieces, like these white pieces. Not entirely unique. I've seen these before. I think I've seen them in black, but they were in one of the old Bionicles. series, but when they first came out, we had these two pots, big old cooking pots, which is kind of cool. Some other different pieces in here, some hinges, and yeah, purple pieces, some black, mostly white. We got a bunch of these rib cage pieces, bony rib cages. And here are our glow-in-the-dark pieces in this bag. Well, there's more. There's a few more. There's these, and then there's some little tiny bones over here that also glow in the dark. And I may just tell you, they glow really good. I only had them sitting out for like 2 seconds. I put one in my hand, closed up my hand, and you could see it glowing inside. So that's awesome. More purple pieces. We have some skeleton heads over here. I don't think we're going to have full skeletons though, although we do have legs over here as well. So I don't know. If they're whole, they're not all in these bags. And we have Monkey Kid over here with his staff. A lot of these cone pieces definitely have a lot of different joints and stuff in this bag. But that is it. It's a good amount of stuff, a lot of small stuff. Here we have the contents of bag 2, and we've got a lot more glow-in-the-dark pieces. Got some more red pieces and purple. These pieces glow in the dark. This piece glows in the dark. These glow in the dark. We got some more purple, white, and black. We do have the skeleton bodies, and over here are their arms. So yes, we have 2 full skeletons in this. And here's our other main character. Oh my gosh, her name escapes me. May. It's funny because she's my favorite out of these. At least I like her vehicles and stuff. But yeah, there's May. Arms. Anything glow in the dark here? Nope. Nope. A few more little skeleton pieces there. Rib cages. These glow in the dark. You got both the left and the right ones. These little half circles, quarter circle pieces glow in the dark. These glow in the dark as well. Noticed a lot of round pieces glow in the dark. I think they did that on purpose since they have such a large smooth surface area to show off that glowing. But yeah, that's quite a bit there. A lot of small stuff. Here we have bag 3, and we don't have a lot in here, but what we do have is a lot of big pieces, like these 2 sword pieces. We got these doorways, this door. Well, it's not too big, but this plate here, trapdoor plate. Mostly smaller pieces. Besides that, we do have a couple glow-in-the-dark pieces here, left and rights of those pieces, and we have the Bone Demon figurine in here. Some gold pieces. Let's go over there. A lot of these teeth in silver, with the bigger teeth in white, and we got a bunch of these candlestick pieces in red. Look like dynamite. I don't know what they're going to be used for, but we also have these trans green pieces. Thought maybe they'd be ammo, but I don't see a stud shooter in here. We do have a little gun handle here, but yeah, we got those trans green pieces. We also have a trans blue smooth bottom disc. That's it. It's not too much in here. Definitely some interesting pieces though. Here we have the contents of bag 3, and we got a little less white stuff, a lot more purple and black, and I'm not seeing too much glow in the dark stuff. Now we got a lot of Technic pieces in here, plate beams and stuff, beams and bricks. We have the ghost henchman, the Bone Demon's henchmen. I don't know what you want to call them. There's 2 of them. I think their heads glow in the dark, but I'm not sure. It's kind of hard to tell. Along with them, I think these glow in the dark too, the 1x1 bricks. But we have tons and tons of pins in here to go along with all those Technic pieces. So, yeah. definitely getting part of the main structure of this guy. Supports and stuff. Got some trans blue studs here. Still don't see a stud shooter, so maybe they're just regular pieces. We also have trans blue 1x2 pieces. Yeah, that's it. Quite a bit here, both large and small. Here we have the contents of bag 5. We are halfway done. We've got a lot more glow-in-the-dark pieces in here, including a bunch of these large ones. And then there's 2 of these smaller ones here. And a lot of bracket pieces here. Different angles. 45, that's what? 70, 60? I don't know. Then we got some straight ones, other pieces. We have these, which are really cool. Transparent blue chains. Those are neat. I like those. Coming down here, we got these, more of these in glow in the dark, both left and right. These in transparent blue, some studs here in transparent blue, and a bunch of 1x2s, transparent blue. A lot of more pins and things. A lot of small pieces in this one again. A few more ribs. But a good amount of pieces in this one. A lot of them are small. Here is the contents of bag 6, and we're noticing a lot less white and purple. We have red and orange. I do believe we have Monkey Kid's little mech in here. This bag. I don't know if it's all here. We'll find out as we go through the other ones. But yeah, we got some transparent blue discs, a little computer monitor, bunch of green hearts, different pieces. We got some lanterns, tassels, quite a few of these little things here. A lot of hinges. Don't know why it needs quite so many hinges, but we'll find out. And yeah, that's it. Here we have the contents of bag 7, and there's not a lot here. We've got some clear blue parts, including a blast and splat piece, big old saucer. This is mostly, I'm guessing, parts for May's gear. She doesn't really have a vehicle. It just has some like armor jetpack thing. And there's some kind of cloud surfboard thing that the Monkey Kid's mech has. So I'm guessing that's what all these parts are for. There's not a lot here, as you can see. Let's see, there's some trans green pieces here. Gold grills. Not really a lot of weight, but here we are at bag 8, and we're back to our normal color schemes of black, white, and red and purple. Got some more Technic beams and stuff, so we definitely have some major structure going on here. Although this bag didn't have quite so many pins in it as that other one did. We have quite a bit of glow-in-the-dark pieces in these here. We have one glow-in-the-dark doggy bone. Some of these small round ones as well. Corner pieces. And these here. I also have some ghost legs, which I find odd. Like 3 different knives. Bunch of 1x2 in clear blue, along with some studs as well. I don't know where we're going with all this, but we'll find out. Here we are at bag 9. We're almost there. A lot of darker colors in this one, but we still got some white. A lot of purple and black. Still the same critter. Got a lot more of these rocky slope pieces in white. Got a trans blue little round bottom piece. Some more 1x2s in clear blue. A lot of little red rods. And other things to attach to them. Yeah. We're almost done. I got one more bag to go. Here is the last and final bag, and we still got a pretty good amount of pieces here. Got some hinges. We got some these angled panel pieces. Some more rib cage pieces. I don't see too much in the way of glow-in-the-dark pieces. I think that's it for those. Got a bunch of purple Nexonite shields, some claws. Got quite a few of these. Probably finishing up the outer shell, or whatever you want to call of this guy's outer appearance. Some bone pieces. We got more of these transparent blue chains. I think they're about the same size, but I'm not sure. And we got 1x2 transparent plates again. Some more of these round bottom pieces in transparent blue. Some hinges. Yeah, that's it. That is the last bag. So let's finish this up. We have our leftover parts here, including our usual suspect here with our brick separator. We've got a lot of good pieces here. We got a sword. We got plenty of teeth and daggers, and transparent blue parts, a couple pins, a red lightsaber hilt, even one of these green heart pieces. On top of that, we even have a couple leftover glow-in-the-dark pieces. There were 2 little bones and one of these circle pieces, half quarter circle pieces. So that's quite a bit, and some nice stuff in there as well. Here are our cast of characters for this set, sort of, because there are 2 hidden figures that we'll look at in a little bit later. Yeah, we still got a pretty good cast here, and quite an interesting crew as well. And we got a lot to cover here, because these guys, at least some of these guys, are going to get upgrades as we move along here, and I will be showing those. But for starters, let's just look at their basic forms, and we'll strip them down and go from there. So, all look pretty cool. They got some nice weapons here. I really like the weapons for these ghosts guys. They were kind of fun to put together, and are really neat. They also have glow-in-the-dark faces and glow-in-the-dark arms. Now, the Bone Demon herself does not have glow-in-the-dark faces and arms, which is a bit disappointing, but her little bone in her hair, as you can see up there, does. And we will, well, let's strip them down now and see what they look like without all their paraphernalia, so we can see their prints better. Alright, we've got all their gear off, so we can take a closer look at their printing. And start with Monkie Kid, because he's probably the worst, with the most problems with the opacity issues that he always has. I don't know, they don't realize that they can't put white over orange, even though it's a warmer color. It still bleeds through and gives you a yellow color. But even the boots are kind of a little have off-white appearance to them. May over here, she's looking pretty snazzy. I like that chest piece. It's got the dragon actually on her, and I like her power tracker, although I don't know what it actually is in the show, but that's cool. I also like the printing on the legs there with the dragon scales, kind of cool. We have our Bone Demon here, and she's quite interesting. She's definitely got like a rib cage pattern going on with the chest, but the dress is really nice. The dress piece has got really nice looking patterning on it. And I'm moving on to these henchmen. I'm not sure what they're called. What are they called? Probably says on the box. Simply called bone spirits. I'm gonna call them henchmen. But these bone spirits, henchmen, yeah, really cool faces. These aren't just, you know, regular skeleton heads. They're nicely printed with the evil glowing eyes and rather ragged looking mouth there. It's definitely scary. And that cool purple ghost legs. The chest is, I guess it looks kind of skeletal with the pattern, but it doesn't look as realistic looking as her chest, but looks more like a pattern that's supposed to represent bones. But let's spin her around here, and the ghost guys do not have a second face, but they continue that pattern around the back. Looks just as nice as the front. Definitely supposed to represent bones, but isn't quite as accurate. And then the bone demon there, she's got her evil face there. That's cool. And yeah, continues that you can see her backbone there going down, and shoulder blades and things. Kind of cool. And wow, her back is really looks quite nice. Didn't realize how elaborate it was. Almost as much as the front. And that's a cute little winking going on there. Monkey Kid, he's not winking. He's not happy at all. Very angry. And I don't know. Maybe May pissed him off or something. But this looks good. Still opacity issues, even with the back on this thing. The symbol on the back is definitely a yellowish color rather than straight white. I mean, if you compare that color to like his teeth that he's gritting there, that's not the same. Yeah, wow, I'm still quite surprised that May's back there. That looks really nice. But yeah, oh, and the Monkey Kid's got his sneakers on and his striped pants, so he's got those prints there on his legs with the dual molded legs. So there they are. We are going to start upgrading some of these guys, and you'll see what I mean here in a moment. This set was very interesting to put together, and it feels a lot like the Evo sets that Ninjago has come out with recently. I don't know if the designer of that was the one that brought those into existence or just worked on both of them, but this is definitely interesting. As you open up more bags, like I showed you their basic figures already with all the gear on, and as you open up more bags, they actually get more gear to put on them. And it feels very much like the Evo line from Ninjago. But you'll see what I mean here in a moment. We're just going to deal with these three for the moment, because the other two don't really get upgrades. But the Bone Demon gets ghost legs, and she also gets a pair of daggers. And I switched her over to her evil face, because she's definitely out for blood now. Monkey Kid over here gets an even bigger staff. As you can see, this was the one from earlier. It's a really cool built staff and really large compared to him. It's kind of neat. But that is not his final staff either. And then May over here has got a helmet. She's got a weapon and a small jetpack on her back. But we're not done yet. We're done with her. She'll be Bone Demon. This is her final form. But we'll see more with the Monkey Kid and May here in just a moment. As you continue to build the set, you get a pair of large wings for May that can go on her rocket pack to give her even more boost of power. Now, these are also kept on the cloud thing that the mecha back here is riding. They poke right into those holes back in there. And Monkey Kid is still here because his staff gets upgraded from this one to this big huge thing, as you see back here. Fortunately, he can't carry it as a figure, but I just find this whole set very interesting. How it feels like it's a predecessor to the Evo system that we get from Ninjago. So that's it for the figures for now. We are going to move on to the final, the actual review of the set. So I mentioned earlier that there are 2 secret figures in this, and we're going to look at them now before I get to the main review. First, you need these 2 spiders, and you need this little shrine thing here. What you want to do is dump out the little pots on these guys' back. Have a nice little glow-in-the-dark bone in there, which is cool. And you have skull heads and skull legs. And you go over here and you take the bottom piece off here, and you have, a skeleton body. Put your legs on. Put your head on. And then, alongside here, this big long bone, are its arms. With that, you've got a skeleton. And not only is there the one, there is another one, because there is another spider over here. And the other body is over here. Those other pieces like to come off, but get them back on before the review, I promise. And there you have it. There you have it, 2 extra figures. So that brings our grand total to 7 figures. Why they did this, I don't know. But yeah, now you can have 2 little skeletons to go along with everything else. Okay, so we've got everything assembled here. And you can see there's quite a bit. Now this is a combiner. We will get to that last. We're going to cover each section individually. Starting probably with this, probably with his mech, and then we'll move on to the smaller stuff over here. We also have all these option parts over here. Well, these swords aren't really options, but they're part of the combiner. Yeah, we've got quite a bit over there in options that there's no storage for, unfortunately, and they're not really leftover parts, so I don't want to throw them in my leftover bin, excuse me. So let's start with that Monkie Kid's mech. Here is his mech, and I really like the build here for his staff. It's really quite long, as you see. The camera up all the way, it's big staff. I love the use for the lanterns on the ends and the tassels. Really nice. The mech itself is nothing too amazing. I mean, it looks great. It's very posable. He's also got a cloud he can ride on, which makes sense if you know the Monkie Kid lore. Here he is off his cloud jet. We'll take a close look at that. Just there's some nice energy parts on here. And the wings on May can also go in here. Not that this really needs wings the way this is supposed to work, but you know, you can put the wings on there and give it a little extra jet boost, I guess. Not quite sure why this spins, but it does. I could have just put it on static pose. Only his 1 foot's going to stand on there, so it's going to be like swiveling off the cloud. But that is the little cloud build, and that's cute. It works. That's great. But the mech itself is really nice. It's super posable. It even has posable knees. You know how much people love those. It's got ankle, articulation, joints there, joints in the knee, joints in the hip. There is no waist. Well, there is a bit of a waist swivel down here, but this doesn't. It's solid up there. Now it's got shoulder moment, ball joint. I mean, this is mostly made of mixel joints. So you got your joint there, joint at the elbow, you got a joint at the wrist, and your fingers are also posable. Doesn't make the really amazing fist. Like, I think these fingers here could have been a little bit longer. I think it'd be better using more of these for that, but it works, gets the jobs done. Although I do like the big outside fist guard, almost like a gauntlet. And I also really like this using they use this primarily for laptop computer screens and stuff, but they use this as a hood for this guy, which I think that looks really cool and works great. And this opens up, and he come out real easy. He's not in there tight. There's no studs holding him, and the only thing holding him in is this divider here where his feet go. Oops, put them in right. They will slide in there like that, and then basically this holds them in pretty tight. I'm moving to the back because yes, there's stuff in the back. Now there's some things back here. I'm not sure why they're back here. Like they're maybe are supposed to attach for something else, because there's a pin back here, and then there's also this other little bracket piece here that things could be attached to, but I'm not sure what's supposed to go on there. But he also has a posable tail, completely posable, assorted mixel joints. I like that. And all in all, it looks pretty good. So that's him. And May just gets a pair of wings like this. I kind of showed that in the character review. So we're pretty much done with her. So let's move on to the bad guy stuff. Start off with these little spider guys. And as cool as this set is, I do feel like it relies too heavily on stickers. And where the problem lies is exactly where these spiders are. Because this is supposed to be a sticker, and it's supposed to be a giant eyeball. And that's where a lot of the stickers are supposed to go, are supposed to be eyeballs. Now there's 2 of these spider guys, exactly the same, and I think they're pretty cool. But I don't know why they have a cauldron on their back with the bone pieces in it. Maybe they're bone collectors. They're collecting the bones to do something, make themselves bigger or something, create more of themselves. But it's plenty of articulation. Though it's only really at the base where there's a ball joint, but that lets you get plenty of motion. The angle that they're already built at, this is a built-in angle. Well, not this one, pardon me. There is a joint here that you can change the angle of. So if you want it more of a stabby, get a stabby, and then a slashy, I suppose. But yeah, these are all on ball joints, including these back here. And you can use this here as a joint to swivel it side to side too. You want a slightly more spreaded, kind of creepier look to it. Back here we got just a pole sticking out. It's probably part of the transformation. So there's not much to these, but they look pretty cute, and they have, you know, some kind of a purpose for this. And there, like I said, there's two exact identical ones. They both are supposed to have stickers here that give them their eyeballs. I didn't put any stickers on any of these. Some of the stickers go right on the glow-in-the-dark pieces. I'm like, no, don't do that. You're going to cover up the glow-in-the-dark part. But, yeah, the stickers for the eyes and stuff are really kind of make it necessary, because these guys just look kind of like, they look less organic, they look more robotic. I mean, I know this is kind of supposed to be like a mech, but each their own. Now, moving on to this shrine thing here. This becomes the head, and I'm not sure if this is actually supposed to face forward, or it's supposed to be, this is supposed to be the front of the building. Because this is kind of evident there's something here. I don't remember, is there supposed to be a sticker on the front of that as well? Yeah, there's a couple stickers that are supposed to be on there. But yeah, they go right on these glow-in-the-dark pieces. And I'm like, no, don't do that. But yeah, this is like a little entrance shrine to wherever this place is. And considering you have another kind of building type thing, that could be towards the back. And this could be just be a gate that goes to it. The gate to the demon realm, so to speak. And it looks creepy with the skeleton parts here along the sides. And as we've seen, you can take them off and actually build a skeleton or two. And yeah, it's pretty creepy. Alright. Run out of space to put stuff aside, because now we got a bigger stuff to deal with. Like this throne, I suppose you could call it. I really like the vinyl pieces here. Metallic, and is it somewhat transparent? No, not really. But it's really metallic silver and blue and purple. Looks really, really nice. And overall, I love the color scheme for this. The purple, the white, and the black. They need to make some more stuff like this. Red highlights as well here. And this is, I think it's supposed to be the tomb or casket or whatever that the bone demon sleeps in. That's what it reminds me of, just some kind of tomb. And it stands up here in the middle here, which I believe this becomes kind of the main chest piece. So makes sense. So it's also doubles as a cockpit. But yeah, so you're kind of going and walking up this tomb. I like how these sides open up and kind of has a pathway that you can walk up to it, although there's no studs showing for attaching figures like that. There is a spot up here to place figures as well. As you can see, there she is, sitting on top of her casket, overseeing the land, or her realm, or wherever this is supposed to be at. But yeah, we got one more build to look at. It's probably my favorite out of the smaller builds. It is this bone scorpion. And this guy is cool. And he's got fully opposable arms here, all on click hinges. And also has opening claw here. These chains coming off too that look really cool. And once again, there's supposed to be a sticker here for an eyeball. Although I like to kind of pretend that these are the eyes, these little red spots here. With that, you can see it. And I really like the sculpting on this, how it's built up, both this big tail here and the head. We do have some posability back here in some of these. These last two are not posable, but this one is. Just it's got one ball joint at the base, The rest of it doesn't really do anything, but you know, it gives you some more options for movement and make it look more alive. But yeah, he looks very dangerous. He's got nice little mandibles here. Looking to the back here, like you said, there's more nice detail here that's built in. Now, some of this is for the final form, which we'll be getting to here in just a moment. I'm gonna have to go get the instruction booklet and figure out how it all goes together because I haven't done it yet. But yeah, this guy is really nice. Probably my favorite piece out of here. Although I do like the little spiders as well. Oh, I almost forgot this little guy. There's another spider. Once again, supposed to have a print here for the eyeball. See, or a sticker. I don't know why they couldn't just make a print and they'd have 4 prints and could put them on all of those. They're the same exact pieces. But this guy is a little cute little spider. Really small. Baby spider, maybe? Yeah. Although, he's only got 6 legs, but, you know, he's still growing. Let's combine forces. We have our final form assembled here. You'll notice that the shrine does not become part of the build. It's separate. But everything else gets put in with this guy. He's absolutely huge, as you can see there, from Monkey Kid's mech and the other figures there on the bottom. Absolutely massive. This does not have any stickers on, and I feel like it still looks okay. I mean, the worst problem is probably the head. There were quite a few stickers on the head. A lot of it's the same patterning, like the banners here, whatever you want to call them, with a kind of a rune appearance. Move the arm up here, as you can see. And I do want to give some warnings with the instructions. I was having problems with these shoulder pads, and it's primarily because it appeared in the instructions that the piece here that holds the banners went into the same hole as the little shoulder pads, which were spiders at one point in time. And I could not figure out what was going on because these went into I had them into there, which, by the way, they fit kind of tight, but they did fit in there. And then it looked like the spiders were going into the only port I could find up top was on the shoulder blade, where there's just some peg holes, not peg holes, rod holes in this one piece. And even then, it really bumped into the little horns here on the back, wings, horns, wings. I don't know what they're supposed to be, but it was a mess. Once I figured out there was actually another port lower here, and that's where the things went in, it came together just fine. So just a word of advice there. And on top of that, I wanted to show this because there are some places to store some of the little pieces, the accessories that are not being in use. If we open this up, the rib cage, and take this off here, and pop this off, the sarcophagus. Her daggers can go right in here when she's not using them. There's hooks there. There's also another hook back here that her little glow-in-the-dark bone can go, although it can stay on her. And of course she can go inside there, her tomb or whatever. And so her tomb is also the cockpit. Just kind of neat. Let's see, there was something else. Yeah, the head I'm not a big fan of because it is only connected by, whenever you can see that, probably too high up. There's one little peg here. Yeah, peg it's hooked into. Clip. It's only clipped on there. and that is all that's holding that in. And he's got a couple hinges back here that you can move his head down more, but he just looks like his head's sunken into his chest and he's really depressed. And that doesn't look that great. Let's move on to his other articulation. Besides that head, which really isn't much there. He does have a waist articulation. And before I get any further, I do want to give a warning here. There is a big ball joint here that the scorpion tip of the tail is on. When you're supposed to rotate around, make sure you clip the other two little ball joints that are in here. I didn't, and when I went to put the bigger piece on the top, it just started flopping around like a dead fish, and I couldn't figure out what I did wrong. But yeah, so make sure you do that. Now, his legs don't really do anything, but he's supposed to look like he scuttles across the ground, and yeah, he's still big. Let's move it down there, yeah. So the legs don't move or anything. Kind of supposed to look like he scuttles across the ground anyway, so they aren't going to move too much with that. The back pair can move a little bit, but really aren't necessary. Now, his arms here are on the click joints, both elbow and the shoulder, and then his wrist, as you can see here, rotates this. We can really swing that sword around. Speaking of this sword, not part of any posing, but I really like the build for this little sword. Little sword, I should say, big sword. Yeah, these are really nice looking. I like how they did that. They're both the same. I turned the one little claw thing around to give it some uniqueness, but they're basically the same. Just so I could tell the difference between right and left. They click on with just some pins, Technic pins, like so. There we go. And as far as other articulation, he doesn't have any much more. Well, it doesn't really need it too much. You know, you need those big arms to slash the swords around. That's it. You can slide it across the ground. And yeah, the waist, so you can give it some big swings. Shoulders, I mean, the shoulder pads, why would you want them to move? The head does move a little bit. It would be nice if there was some kind of ball joint, because that happens if you try turning it to the side. There is no side-to-side articulation. So yeah, the head's probably the weakest part. And also, it doesn't have any of the eyes or anything that it would have with the stickers and stuff that are on it. It's a interesting looking built head, though. Other than that, there's not much difference. It's got all the other stuff. The head was on the shrine here, and like I said, that's not really getting used here much after the fact. So I think that's it. We can head to the desk. Maybe there's something I forgot, but we'll find out later. Okay, we are back here at the desk and ready to give this my final thoughts on eval, but there's one important thing that I forgot to do in my review. Didn't really forget. I was saving it for now. And this is that one thing. Yes, it does glow in the dark. Hopefully it's dark enough you can see that. But let's turn the lights back on. Awesome thing it does is glow in the dark, and hopefully we get more glow in the dark sets. Haven't seen anything yet. I'm sure there are many a times they could have used it. I think there's some glow in the dark pieces in the new Avatar sets, but I'm not sure about that. I don't have any of them. Wouldn't mind getting some, but that's besides the point. Overall thoughts on this. It's huge. There's a lot going on here. But yeah, there's a lot going on here. There's a lot of cool stuff to this. The building was really fun. And I'll just leave it at that, because we'll be talking about more about that stuff as I move into the final evaluation. So, as far as appearance goes, the big final thing is definitely very impressive and very cool. Even though the side builds are really great, including, the figure's extra armor and stuff like that. The other characters, like these, what they call them, bone spirits, and yeah, this thing has got a lot to go. And even the when you break it down in the smaller side builds, most of them are pretty nice. My favorite's the Scorpion. I like the other spiders as well. My least favorite is probably the Shrine, and it's basically because I don't get that giant, the head that's supposed to be attached. Other than that, the Shrine's fine. It's a nice little side build and area to play in. It's also got some pieces that glow here as well. As far as appearance goes, I ended up giving this a 9. And you're like, I've just praised it all. But there's one thing. This thing does heavily rely on stickers, especially for some of the creatures' eyes and things. And I feel that is kind of a little bit of a negative. It could have just had a printed piece that they used for all those pieces, and that would have worked great. And just had stickers for some of the other details, because that's what you really want for the stickers for, are kind of for details and smaller, minute things to make things look fancier, but not for like eyes and things like that. You could build something easy enough. I mean, instead of like the big rounded pieces that they had a tendency to use, they could have, used their big red disc and had that basically for an eye. Why the sticker? I don't know, but that's as beautiful as this set is. That is probably its downfall, as it's reliant on stickers in certain cases. I know some people, those stickers aren't a problem, but I don't think you should be using stickers for every detail, especially if it can be built, and if it's an important detail like an eye or something. Unless it's some really, really fine detail for eye, like say you wanted to make an anime looking eye. You can't build an anime-ish looking eye. You'd kind of need a print for that or something. But this guy's a big giant guy, big giant spiders and stuff like that. A single giant eye would be very easy to build something for, and wouldn't require too many pieces, if at all, any more than what they already added. I'm thinking about it now, and could probably easily just switch out one piece and it would look pretty cool. Might need maybe 2. But moving on to function, everything works really well in here. I did have some problems with the transformation, but that was more of a me problem, misinterpreting the instructions. Other than that, function, everything works great. The posability and everything works good. Transformation's fine. I mean, there's some things that don't really have much in the way of function, like this shrine or Torii gate. I think it's supposed to be more of a gate than it is a shrine. But meanwhile, more of the center body piece is more like the shrine or something. But yeah, everything works good. So what did I ended up giving function a 10. Now, fun, there's some things to discuss here, but overall this thing got a 10 as well for fun. And you're like, well, Edwin, don't we have an imbalance of power? I mean, yes, this is what we call a bad guy set, and we don't get them as much as we used to. But yeah, there is a little bit of an imbalance, but even if you don't add another Monkey Kids set to this, there's a lot of fun to be had here with the transformation of this into the different creatures. You kids are gonna be playing with this left and right. There isn't always just the narrative of the story. There's other factors included in this. And I know I've talked about this before. I don't think I've made this quite an analogy. Is Transformers. You can buy one Transformer and have lots of fun with it, even though you don't have a good guy and a bad guy. You might even have the bad guy be like, oh no, I have a bad guy, but still have lots of fun playing with it, simply because of the transformation and moving it, changing it back and forth, and stuff like that. So as far as fun, kids are going to have a lot of fun with this. And the build was a lot of fun. A lot of interesting techniques, which we'll talk about, when we get to techniques. But it was a lot of fun to put together. It was a lot of fun to see after you've put all the little sub-assemblies together, how they come together to form this much larger monstrosity. And yeah, so as far as fun goes, it got a 10. And along the good guy, bad guy thing, we have a kind of large monster, and it's kind of good that both of our characters have some kind of flight method, because definitely being able to fly, even though you're smaller, helps against a larger monster. So yeah, that was fun. Moving on to technique, the last one. Like I said, there was a lot of nifty techniques that came up with us, different ways of using parts to get different appearances. The whole bony appearance structure. I mean, yeah, the glow-in-the-dark parts help, but they're really not necessary. Those could have been straight white, and you would, during the day, it still looks like a giant skeleton monster. The glow-in-the-dark parts give it more fun and more uniqueness when the lights are off, make it more scarier, so to speak. But it doesn't really do anything different to add to the appearance or the function of it. So, as far as technique, there's a lot of good stuff here. There's a lot of, kind of simple stuff, like, using these joints here for the arms or whatever, but a lot of the rest of the structure is rather neat. And including, the side builds, including Monkey Kid's little mech here. I really like this mech, actually. It kind of reminds me, to some extent, of the Marvel mechs, or at least the original first two waves of them. But anyways, as far as technique goes, it got a 10. Easy. There's a lot of good stuff here. A lot of design went into it to make it look as creepy and monstrous as it does. So that gives us a final average. When you add all this up, you get a 39 divided by 4, and you get a 9.75. We then round up to the nearest half, which gives us a 10. So yeah, this set's definitely going to get a 10. It's a really amazing set. Now, there's more good news. When we move to price, it cost $119.99, almost $120, and contained 1,375 pieces. And you take one divided by the other, and you get 0.08 or 8 cents. So 8 cents per piece, which is 2 cents below our 10 cents per piece. That's great, and I'm really surprised about the price, especially with the glow-in-the-dark pieces. I figured they'd probably cost more. We also have some, these vinyl pieces, and well, there's really no really large pieces. There's a lot of it's built up, but Yeah, I was still surprised at the price, that it wasn't at least a little bit higher than in standard, but instead it was lower than standard. And it's already a great set, and there's a very good price. Um, if it was even a penny cheaper, I'd probably give it an E, but it's getting a G for good. Um, yeah, this was a really great set, and the price was very surprising. When you do the math, I mean, anything over $100 for a toy can seem like too much, but it's the amount of plastic you're getting and the amount of fun and enjoyment you're getting out of it too. So that gives our final evaluation score a 10G, an overall really good set. And yeah, as long as you aren't breaking the bank and can afford it, I'd suggest getting it. Now it is a problem that it's no longer available. You might be able to find it some places. I was surprised it was available as long as it was. I think they were letting the Monkie Kid stuff sit a little bit longer to get people's attention. We're getting new stuff all the time, so I think Monkie Kid's doing well. And yeah, tell me what you guys think about the Monkie Kid sets overall, or this set in particular. And if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. And if you're new here and want to see more, hit the subscribe button. That'll really help me out, and share it with others that are interested in these type of things. Also, check out my links down below in the description for Facebook and Twitter. You will get updated notifications as soon as I get videos out. YouTube can be on the slow side, but still hit that subscribe button and ring the bell as well. All that stuff helps with YouTube's algorithm, so it helps promote my channel more. And like I said, share with others to help promote it yourself. And I do have a Patreon there if you want to help me improve this channel and support it more directly, because subscribing and commenting and all that stuff helps as well. So that's it for me here at the Creation Evaluation Station, reminding you that creativity is key.